Dear students, good afternoon and welcoming you to my YouTube channel Learning Agent. Today I am going to discuss with you the solution for physics sample paper class 10 for term 2 examinations. Here you will get 3 videos on physics, that is part 1, part 2 and part 3. It is ABC group. So hope this type of videos will help you a lot. So let us start without any delay. So this is the first criteria or the conditions which will be there in your paper term 2 examinations. The general instructions are all the questions are compulsory. The question paper has 3 sections and 15 questions will be total. All questions are compulsory. There will be section A, section B and section C. In section A, there will be 7 questions of 2 mark each, and in section B, there will be 6 questions having 3 marks each, and in section C, there will be 2 case-based questions of each having 4 marks. So total 40, 12 plus 12 plus 16. So what is the distribution of the marks? 14 plus 12 and 8. And there is an internal choice will be given in the questions by or, so you'll have to attempt only one questions between them. So let us first go to the section A. In section A, the first question is this. So if you see, the table shows the electronic structure of 4 elements P, Q and R and S. So for P, the structure is 2, 6. So you easily, if you know the elements of the periodic table, you can easily say that this will be the oxygen. This will be oxygen. Now this will be the structure of Q. This will be structure of which? Sodium. And this is the structure of chlorine. And this is the structure of neon. This is the structure of neon. It is called the inactive gas. Now the question is, identify which element will form covalent bonds with carbon. So to make covalent bond, it should have few electrons in the outermost shell. But if you see, in this case, this is inert gas. So this is not react with the carbon dioxide. Sorry, not react with the carbon. So this will not be the answer. Here R, you see there is 7 electron in the outermost shell. So it requires 1 electron. So it can make covalent bond with the carbon. So this is one answer. And for this sodium, 1 electron is the outermost shell. So it is also metal. So it will release 1 electron. So it cannot make the covalent bond. It can make the ionic bond. So this will not be the answer. And now in the P is oxygen. So it is 6 in the outermost shell. Carbon has 4 tetravalent. Now oxygen can make the covalent bond with the carbon. So the answer will be, what is covalent bond? Covalent bond is sharing of electrons, not giving or not releasing fully. So here the first answer will be P and R. Now carbon reacts with an elements in the above table to form several compounds. Give the reason why. It is very obvious that the carbon has a tetravalent bond, that is valence is 4, and it has the catenation properties. So that's why it can make the covalent bond with this. It is easier to share the electrons rather than releasing or accepting 4 electrons to make the octet. So carbon always make the covalent bond, and it has the catenation property. So the first question is clear to you. So this is the final answers. Here I have shown you the marks distributions for this each questions, because in each and every question there is part mark. So there is two answer, P and R. So the marks will only be divided half and half. If one is correct, you will get half. If two is correct, then you will get one. Here also there is two properties. One is tetravalent, tetravalency, and catenations. There is two properties. You have to mention these two, then you will get half plus half. So this is the pattern of the marks. So you will get the 2 marks if you write this in this manner. So now go to the question number 2. Here you see the picture is given, a chart is given. The diagram below show part of periodic table. Which elements would react together to form the covalent compounds? Now you see here W, Z, Y. So I will ask you to remember at least first 20 elements, which will be very much helpful to give all the answers coming from these chapters. So first of all, we have to identify what is the Z and what is Y and what is W. Then we will be able to answer these questions. So between the two, W and Z, which one is bigger atomic? So let us do this like this is the periodic table. So if you see here, if you compare these tables, see I am giving you one clue how to remember first 20 elements. This hydrogen, then helium. Before this I am going to tell you, all of you know this is period number 1, this is period number 2, this is period number 3, this is period number 4. There is 3 more period, so total periods are 7, and in vertical line these are called group. So there are 18 groups. Now if we start from here, the atomic number is 1, and here the atomic number is 2. So I can remember this like this: hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, and calcium. So how will you remember this? You see, it's a hi, hello, baby, CNU, father ne nahi manga, alu, sirf, paratha, suji, clove, or kacha kela. You can remember this mnemonics. Now you see, if I compare this with this periodic table, Z represent what? Fluorine, and Y represent sulfur, and W represent calcium. So which element would react together to form the covalent bond? You see, these two, the nearby elements, because the electron structure is around same, only 1 or 2 difference. So these sulfur and fluorine will make the covalent bond, and this is calcium. So if it reacts with this other two, they will make the ionic bond, because these sides material are gaseous, and these sides are metallic. So when metal reacts with the gas, then it makes mainly the ionic bond. So the covalent bond will be made between the sulfur and fluorine. Now the second question is between the two elements W and Z. So W is calcium, and you see if we go from top to bottom, the number of shell increases, so the atomic radius increases. Here you see the sulfur and fluorine are in period number 2 and 3. As the calcium is present in the period number 4, so its atomic radius will be more. So you have got the answer. Let us go to the next questions. This is the final answers. So go to the next question. Question number 3. Trace the path of male gamete takes to fertilize a female gamete after being released from the penis. So all of you know, if you understand the reproduction chapter properly. So after releasing the sperm from penis, it moves through vagina first. Vagina from penis, it through intercourse with male and female, it goes to the vagina, and through vaginal tube, it goes to the fallopian tube, and through fallopian tube, there is two fallopian tube, it goes to the uterus, and at that place it meets with the eggs, embryo, and make the fertilizations. So this is the steps. So if I find the answer like this, see this sperm is coming, that is from penis, and it enters the vagina. From there it goes to the uterus, and from there it goes to the fallopian tubes. These are the fallopian tubes, two fallopian tubes are there. So and then it will go to the ovary, then make the fertilizations. So this is the steps, you can draw it. So the second question was what? Second question was state the number of sets of chromosome present in the zygote. So in zygote is always diploid, so there will be 2n. There will be 2n because it is diploid. So because n comes from the male and n comes from the female, when they combine after fertilizations, it got 2n. It is diploid. So hope you got this answer, and the answer is written here clearly. And also make the marks here, how the marks are distributed. So this part you will get half, this part you will get half, this part you will get half. So in every question there will be part marks. So it is clear. Now go to the next questions. Question number 4. Rajesh observed a patch of greenish black powdery mass on the stale piece of the bread. So if you keep a bread for a few days without taking, so it may be there may be some spores, something to be like fungus or like this. So it has been asked that name the organism responsible for this and a specific mode of asexual reproduction. So you have to mention that the things which have been produced here, it is happened because of asexual reproductions. So it is definitely, it will be rhizophus, rhizophus. Now let us see the pictures actually. So this is the final answer of the questions. The greenish black powdery mass on the stale piece of bread is due to the bread mold rhizophus, which reproduce by spore formations. Now you see this is the spores. These are the spores. So it make the reproduction by this. So there is also hyphae. So in the second question, it has been asked to mention the. This is the questions. Name the vegetative and reproductive parts. There is two parts in this. One is vegetative parts and one is reproductive parts. So vegetative parts is here. You see this one. This is called hyphae. This net-like structures. Here you see this. These are the vegetative parts, and in the top, like ball, or you can say blob or ball structures, this is called reproductive parts. So hope this question is clear to you. The answer is written as clearly. Please go through, and if possible also draw these pictures with the pencil. It will get good marks. Now go to the question number 5. In question number 5, it has been mentioned that Mustard was growing in two fields, A and B, which fields A produce brown colored seeds and field B produce this field A, this field B. So field A produce brown color and field B produce yellow color mustard seeds. It was observed that in field A, the offspring showed only the parental traits. Here it is parental traits, but here it is not seen the parental traits, different traits, different characters. So here in the field B, majority of the offspring showed a variation in the progeny. So what are the probable reason of this? So reason may be, if you make the self-pollinations, then the traits will not change. So but if you make the cross pollination, then the characters may be changed because of combination or the cross fertilizations. So in first case it must be self pollination, and in second case it will be cross pollinations. So you see the answer is this: field A, person for parental trait in consecutive generation of the offspring is for self-pollinations. And in field B, variation is seen to occur because a recombination of genes as cross-pollination is taking place. And in question number 2, or in a asexually reproducing species, if a trait X exists in 5% of the populations and trait Y exists in 70% of the populations, which of the two traits is likely to have arisen earlier? You see, it is clear that as it is asexual reproductions, the answer is written here. So it will grow. There will be no variations. It can in asexual reproductions. So there will be offspring or uh, the final reproductions. It will get only the same characteristics. There is no such variations. So the percentage which are already more in terms of the number, so the more numbers will produce the more offspring or progeny. So the 70% T2Y which exists in 70% of the population is likely to have arisen earlier because in sexual reproductions identical copies of DNA are produced and there is no variations. I've already told you. Now traits come in population due to sudden mutation, and then the inherited 70% of the population with trait Y is likely to have been replicating that trait for a longer period than 5% population with trait X. So hope this is clear to you. Now go to the question number 6. In this a simple motor is made in a school laboratory. A coil of wire is made in the school laboratory. A coil of wire is mounted on an axle between the poles of horseshoe magnet, as I studied. When the motor is moving with the dynamo, there is always a magnet, N pole and S pole. In between it has been placed. So there is also a conductor carrying the current. So the question is that in the example above, coil ABCD is a horizontal and a battery is connected as shown. The battery is connected, this is a plus, this is minus. So current is flowing in the ejections. So current flowing in the ejections, it is going and coming back here in the ejection, So now for this position, state the direction of the force of the arm AB. So in this is a conductor, so in arm AB the force, from Fleming left hand rule, if we place our thumb finger, forefinger and the middle finger perpendicular to each other, then the forefinger is denoting the force of magnetic field. So here it is magnetic field directions, and the middle finger is showing the flow of current. At that time our thumb finger will show the direction of the force which will be filled by the conductor. So here if you put it as I have described you, then you see your thumbnail will be in the downward directions. So the force which is observed the direction of the force of the arm will be downwards. Now in the second question, why does the current in the arm BC not contribute to the turning force on the coil? Here you see only the CD wire conductor and the BC part will make the turning point. Why not BC? You see that the flow of BC is in the same direction of the magnetic field. So when the direction of the magnetic the electricity is the same direction of the magnetic field, then the force is zero because it is in the same directions. So there will be no force. Okay, so let us see the answer. It will be the first answer is downward. This is the first answer. I have already told you. And the second is because BC is the same directions as direction of the field lines. Force is minimum when the direction of the current in the conductor is the same as that of the magnetic field. BC will not contribute as the force to this part of the coil will be cancelled with the dA. You see in the first page, if it is producing something, it will be cancelled by this. So that will be the main reason. Also there will be a few amount of force to be produced. So now you see, I hope this is the clear to you. Now go to the question number 6, second part. A circuit contains a battery, a variable resistor and a solenoid. You see there is a battery, and also there is a this is the battery part, this is a solenoid part. So the figure below shows the magnetic field pattern produced. Here the current is going in this direction because this is plus, so the magnetic fields are producing like this. State how the magnetic field pattern indicates region where the magnetic fields are stronger. Where there is the concentration of the magnetic field is more, there will be more force, so the magnetic field will be stronger here. So in these two ends of the solenoid, the magnetic field is stronger, and here in the far point, the number of magnetic field is less, so the strength is also less. Now what happens to the magnetic field when the current in the circuit is reversed? So obviously if the current is reversed, then the direction of the magnetic field will be reversed. So this is the answer. Let us see the final answer here. Relative closeness of the field lines indicate the strength of the magnetic field. Since field lines are crowded, that is the concentration of the magnetic field lines around the ends of the solenoid, hence these are the region of the stronger magnetism. The direction of the field will also be reversed here. Now go to the question number 7. So question number 7 is it is mentioned that question number 7, you see I am showing you DDT means dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. So DDT was sprayed in lake to regulate breeding of mosquitoes. You must have seen the municipality persons sprays the DDT in the pond, in the lake where there is accumulation of the water. So how would it affect the trophic levels in the following food chain associated with the take? Justify. You see, in aquatic environment they apply those. So the planktons, phytoplankton, zooplanktons, they eat them, and again fish they eats them, phytoplankton, and we the men or the large fish also take the small fish, and small fish is taken by hawk. So uh, when the DDT is it never decomposed. The effect or the DDT which enters in our body through our food, it never decomposed. So if it takes some plants, so it will get some here. So if the fish takes lots of planktons, so from lots of planktons it will get more DDT, and the large fish also taking the more small fish, so from more small fish it is getting more DDT, and finally the hawk is getting the large number of DDT. So this is called actually biological magnification of DDT. So finally the hawk will get the more DDT, and that's why hawks only the death of the hawks happens basically for DDT. So you see the final answer is here. So just write it down, pausing the video. Hope you have understand this So this is the second part of this video, second part of this question 7. Now you see here in this question it has been mentioned that in the following food chain, vertical arrows, here you see the vertical arrows in the upward direction indicate the energy lost to the environment, and horizontal arrows indicate the energy transferred to the next. So this is the horizontal arrows. So here you see the two horizontal arrows and the three vertical arrows in the upward directions. So the question is that which one of three vertical arrows A, C, E and which of the two horizontal arrows B and D will represent more energy transfer? Give reason and answer. So you know that when energy transfer from one body to another, we get only the 10% of the source energy. So obviously if the deer takes the grasses, so if the energy in the grass is E, so it will get only 0.1 E, that's 10% energy. So you know, and from here it will get or less 10% of this 0.1. So the energy transfer is happening here more compared to B and C. So the energy transfer is happening B, more is B, because from E he is getting 0.1 E and from here he is getting 0.01 E. So this is more. Again the same case happens. In the first case the energy releasing here would be more because 10% here, so it is obviously it is getting the less energy, and when it will release something it will release less energy, and finally it will release more less energy. So in first case SCE, the A portion will releasing the more energy, and in second questions the B will be releasing the more energy. So this is the final answer, please note it down, and hope you are getting benefit out of it. So please keep watching my next video also, because this is only the part A, and the next in this video you will get the link in the descriptions for video number 2 and video number 3, where you will get the answers for the part B and part C. So please do subscribe my channel and also forward this video to your friends so that they can also get the benefit. So thank you. Today I will see you again in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.